Well, today's a day I never thought would happen. It's become kind of a meme, a joke of sorts, where we kind of just made a joke that we're never going to watch Star Trek Continues because it made people upset. Mainly because so many people commented, "Are you going to watch Star Trek Continues? Have you heard of Star Trek Continues? Hey, uh, so and so recommends Star Trek Continues. Hey, that actor from TOS was actually in Star Trek Continues." To the point where we kind of made it a pact that, okay, guess what? Now we're never going to watch it. But everyone seems to praise it, and I believe we reached the Patreon goal, and we're going to watch it.
Yeah, I always knew that we would watch this in some fashion for some goal or a reason that we would watch it. And with us rolling out our new tiers on Patreon, it felt like the right time to do so for a goal, and that goal was hit. They gave us a nice boost towards that uh, new Patreon stuff, so that was awesome. And with that being said, I don't necessarily have anything against this or for it. When we addressed it before, we said we weren't going to watch it. We weren't going to watch not just Star Trek Continues, but non-canon things as if they're canon. We're not putting in other films or other TV shows where they would happen in the timeline because they're not officially part of that timeline. That's just our personal stance. Anyone can watch this stuff however they want, but
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, this could very well be something I enjoy, or it could be 40 minutes that I'm bored during. I literally have really nothing to go off of here. So the only things I'll say, this is just for myself. I'm not going to take into account, so from the fan made perspective, I'm not going to be critiquing this on, how close it looks to anything, how cheap it looks, how good or bad the budget is, special effects. I'm not even taking any of that into account here. Really, all I'm looking for from this is to just enjoy it, just to have a good time. You know what I mean? And it's like, if it bores me, that's really the only sin that it could have, in my opinion. I'm not going to critique how each individual person is, compared to their part, because at the end of the day, like, who cares? You know what I mean? So that's just my opinion, though. If you want to sit here and critique all that, please go ahead. I'm not
No,
gonna.
it's become a joke over the years, but in all honesty, I am willing to look at it with open eyes. It's just become a meme.
Mhm.
Similar to, I refused to watch Game of Thrones for years because the fact that everybody liked it at the time. So me being me, oh well, if everybody likes it, it can't be that good, or people are stupid, blah blah. And I watched it, oh, it's really good, and then it ended up sucking. So in a way, I was right. So
um, yes. Also, too, again, it was nothing about Star Trek Continues. This is just the one that people commented, so it's like it could have been anything, right? Like there are some things that we do joke about that we genuinely don't have an interest in. This was more so what people commented, so it just took that place of how do we annoy our audience, and this took that place. But as we have kind of started very slowly, but started to shift out of the let's annoy our audience, gimmick. I think watching one episode of this is kind of a farewell to that as well. But we are not watching the whole show. I don't care how much we love this. The plan is not to sit down and watch it. If for anything else, we just don't have the fucking time right now. Maybe one day, But I hope that we do love this and decide to want to watch more at some point in the future. But we'll see.
yeah, after we do our third time watching of TOS and TNG and all the other shows, then we'll then we'll continue this.
I got the music.
You must return to your universe. I must have my captain back.
Oh,
I
it's
shall operate
Marlena?
the transporter. You have 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
For that time, I have something to say. How long before the Hulkin prediction of galactic revolt is realized?
Approximately
It
240
was very obviously
years.
the
inevitable
mirror
The
version.
Empire shall be
I wonder if
overthrown,
they have
of course.
captions.
The illogic of waste, Mr. Spock.
There we go.
Waste of lives, potential, resources, time. I submit to you that your empire is illogical because it cannot endure. I submit that you are illogical to be a willing part of it.
You have 1 minute and 23 seconds.
If change is inevitable, predictable, beneficial, doesn't logic demand that you be a part of it?
One man cannot summon the future.
But one man can change the present. Be the captain of this enterprise, Mr. Spock. Find a logical reason for sparing the Hulkins and make it stick. Push till it gives. You can defend yourself better than any man in the fleet.
Captain, get in the chamber.
So this is literally the end of Mirror Mirror. So they're directly sequelizing this, I'm guessing.
A man
Seems
must
like
also
it.
have the power.
Maybe we'll get to follow Mirror
In
Spock.
my cabin,
Ooh.
after they
It's a
leave.
device that will make you invincible.
Indeed.
Will it be past, future, tyranny, or freedom? It's up to you.
It is time.
In every revolution, there's one man with a vision.
Captain Kirk, I shall consider it.
I didn't even think about the original ones coming back.
Oh, yeah.
What the devil's going on, Mr. Spock?
It is agreeable to see you again, Captain. It appears you were temporarily interchanged with counterparts from a parallel universe. Most of the crew is unaware of these events. I was able to...
I know what happened, Spock. I want to know why. Who's responsible?
The ion storm created a transporter irregularity, resulting in a transposition of the landing party's quantum wave signatures. Chief Kyle was at the controls. He has been disciplined.
He better have been. Mr. Scott. Sir. Check the transporter relays, make sure this doesn't happen again. Aye. I trust the Hulkins have been dealt with. Apparently, I have to do everything myself, don't I? Kirk to bridge. Is the Hulkin capital city in firing range?
Coming around again in 4 minutes, sir.
Good. On my way.
Welcome back, Captain.
See you in my quarters.
Well, I guess I should mention, we're watching this one because that's what the patrons voted for. We didn't just randomly choose this
Captain
one.
on the bridge.
Lieutenant, get the Hulkins on screen. Where's my navigator?
Captain, Mr. Chekhov.
Ensign Chekhov, return to your station immediately.
It is merciful of you to forgive Mr. Chekhov after his assassination attempt. I agree that the agony booth made a sufficient impression.
What's the holdup, Lieutenant? Do you have them?
Counselor Tharn, standing by.
These
Your
people.
time has run out. I'm tired of playing with you.
This is no game, Captain Kirk.
Oh no, it's not. You have 30 seconds to relinquish your dilithium crystals, or this face is the last one you'll see.
That would be most unwise, Captain. But we're prepared to die to protect what we hold dear.
Have it your way. Start the countdown. Ready, phasers. Wait. Load photon torpedo tubes. Full spread.
Captain, the Hulkins have no planetary defense grid. A torpedo barrage is unnecessary. The radiation fallout would likely annihilate the entire population.
Likely. Fitting, isn't it? An example to all who defy the Empire.
Captain, if I may. Logic dictates that the survival of the Hulkan civilization could prove profitable for the Empire for many years to come. You could be the first to set the precedent of diplomacy that could yield long-term benefits. I would recommend lesser measures.
You've given me much to think about, Mr. Spock. Fire.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
I was wondering if there was going to be an intro.
Space. The
long-
final conquest.
Long hook. The final conquest. Oh, is it like a mirror
Oh,
intro?
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission: to discover and subjugate strange new worlds, to advance our dominion and vanquish all who stand against us, to conquer the galaxy for the glory of the Empire.
You know, that I like. There you go.
That's good.
And, you know, this isn't even, I would assume, the intro for the rest of even this show, because this is, I think, the only, like, Mirror episode, but I think this is a good one to watch then, because I enjoy this, you know, something we don't get to see.
Yeah. I appreciate the effort to make it.
Oh, yeah, where was Bones? The background?
Wait, Chris Doohan?
Yeah, his son plays him.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's neat. That's neat.
First Officer's personal log. Captain Kirk has annihilated the Hulk and people, and I was unable to prevent it. I find myself torn between loyalty to the Empire and the logic which predicts its inevitable demise.
Status report.
All torpedoes impacted, Captain. The Hulken cities have been destroyed.
Thank you, Jones.
My name's Smith, sir.
Since when do you question Imperial orders?
I merely pointed out the obvious advantages of an alternate course of action, which you elected to ignore.
Uhura, contact Starfleet. Let them know that I have completed the mission. Notify them that strip mining of the planet's dilithium can proceed. Also, make note of Mr. Spock's objection.
Aye, sir.
Ensign Chekhov reporting. Captain, I wish to thank you for permitting me to resume my duties.
I trust you've learned your lesson, Ensign.
Yes, sir.
Good. Take him back to the agony booth. I changed my mind.
Sir, you said...
I changed my mind! Lieutenant, have Mr. Leslie report to the navigation station.
Aye, sir. Captain? I'm reading additional detonations beneath the planet's crust.
What sort of detonations?
It looks like our torpedo barrage triggered a reaction in the planet's dilithium strata. The crystal lattices are being destroyed.
Here's your electric charges, Captain. No doubt planted by the Hulkins.
Kirk to transporter room. Scotty, beam as many dilithium crystals as possible directly to the cargo bay immediately.
Captain, with all these explosions, there's no way to get a lock. And besides, the transporter circuits are still damaged from the tide.
Don't need excuses, Mr. Scott. I need solutions. Are you capable of providing them?
I'll get right on it, sir.
The dilithium was rigged to explode. Why didn't you detect that?
Captain, I advised against this course of action. The logical decision was to...
You're not paid to lecture me in logic, Mr. Spock. You're paid to do your job.
I believe I am, sir.
They do get paid in this universe, huh?
That would make
I'll be in
sense
my
because they need
quarters.
a motive in that sense, since they're not good people.
Yeah.
Lieutenant.
Commander, don't look at me. The captain's enemies aren't around long, and I don't intend to be one.
Commander, 3 Andorian vessels dropping out of warp just outside the system.
Dude, we get to see some Andorians?
Ooh.
Computer. Analysis of approaching ships.
Working. Kamari-class battle cruisers. Armaments, 180-degree particle cannons. Hull composition, duranium alloy.
Top of the line.
We're receiving a transmission from the Andorians. They say they witnessed the destruction of the Hulkins, and they no longer recognize the authority of the Terran Empire.
It has begun.
What has?
Revolution, Lieutenant. Revolution.
I like how Uhura has that knife in her boot from in the episode when she pulls it out on Marlena. Nice attention to detail.
Oh, nice.
What's wrong has pointed ears and a knack for insubordination. Spock's been the best first officer I could ever hope for. What's he playing at?
Bridge to Captain Kirk.
Speak of the devil. Captain here.
Captain, long-range sensors detect Andorian rebels on an intercept course. Their armaments...
If they make any aggressive moves, destroy them. Kirk out.
Captain, the Andorian government will not...
Once again, offering your opinion when none is requested. Destroy them.
I will not.
Right, Spock. You're angling for something. What is it you want? What did that imposter offer you?
What he offered me, Captain, is something you cannot give.
I was right. The whole galaxy has gone crazy.
I think it's
What
the
happened
same
while I
bottle
was
from
gone?
The Enemy Within. We know he's like,
Yeah.
The imposter's obviously been in my chair. Where else has he been?
Oh, shit.
you sleep.
Was he better than me? Well, sir, he was you.
Oh no. Yeah, Spock tried to find a way to get this thing.
The actions taken against the Hulkins have been illogical. They shall likely serve as a catalyst which may jeopardize the Empire's very survival. There is, however, a path to the future, but that future may not involve our present command.
Spock. We had a good run, you and I. No. No!
James,
What's wrong with it? Why isn't it working?
I don't know.
Why
Hit him
isn't
with
it
the
working?
James. I wonder if she sabotaged it or if Spock went in there and did.
Security detail to my quarters. Belay that order. Kirk to Farrell.
Farewell here, sir.
Send 2 of my personal guards to my cabin on the double.
On the double, sir.
And keep this channel secure, Kirk out.
What are you gonna do?
And to put an end to this insanity once and for all. Why? Worried about me?
I am the captain's woman.
You are, aren't you?
Always.
Come. Captain, escort me to the bridge. We're taking Commander Spock into custody.
Sir?
Do you have a hearing problem, mister?
No, sir.
Wait for me. I'll be back in an hour.
Commander, what the captain's asking for? It's not possible.
Of course.
Speak with you. Off the record.
Sir?
When you were in the other reality, what did you see?
I saw weakness, Commander.
Perhaps what you saw was peace. Is that possible, Mr. Scott?
Commander, that kind of talk will only lead to one place. The agony booth.
You speak of weakness. But the true weakness lies within the Terran Empire. It is held together by tenuous bonds of fear. The destruction of the Hulkan civilization will serve as the final straw for the outer colonies. Insurrection was inescapable, but it has now been accelerated. We cannot survive a full-scale rebellion. But the peace that you witnessed over there is not impossible in our reality as well.
Mr. Spock, what you're saying, it's...
Mutiny.
Captain's log supplemental. Something
It
happened
definitely shouldn't
during
be
my
a
time away
surprise
from
based
the
on
Enterprise.
in Mirror
Commander
Mirrors, literally
Spock
everyone
has
trying to
become
pull
emboldened to seek the
mutiny
captain's
at all
chair.
times.
He's
Yeah.
questioned
A
my
mutiny?
orders
What?
for the final time. Spock, you're under arrest. Where's my science officer?
I don't know, sir.
Have we seen Sulu yet?
No. Hey, where's his scar?
Where's Mr. Spock?
I believe he's in the transporter room, Captain.
Good girl.
Doing a good job with the lighting.
Phasers at the ready.
I prefer a little bit darker.
No, it's very well shot. There are a few times where I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh yeah, this isn't the original show.
I would not want to be Mr. Spock right now.
I'm not even sure I want to be on this ship.
Where's Mr. Spock? Captain, where's Mr. Spock? What did you witness, crewman?
Oh, okay. Well, he tried. Oh, is that a stud finder?
Let's try this again. Mr.
Put on
Spock
the
is
wall.
a traitor. I don't want to know where he is. Take him to sick bay. Let McCoy reason with him.
That's what they did to Lieutenant Kyle in Mirror Mirror.
All hands, this is the captain. First Officer Spock has mutinied and fled the bridge. He's to be incapacitated on sight and placed under arrest. The crewman who accomplishes this will be promoted 2 steps in grade. Kirkhout.
I suggest you put down your weapon, laddie.
Doctor? Another
Harpies.
dose.
I've never used this much before. I wonder what'll happen.
Captain, he's of no value dead.
Well, it's too late. I already injected him.
Yeah, and why are you talking security, man?
Is it your day, is it? Dr. McCoy is really enjoying this. Unless you want him to continue. Where's Mr. Spock?
Star Trek continues.
He was headed to auxiliary control with Mr. Scott.
It's all yours, Doctor.
Yes, sir. And give that traitorous elf a slap for me when you catch him, Jeff.
Kirk to Sulu. Security
Oh,
Chief
here we
Sulu,
go.
come in.
Security chief.
Sulu here.
Take a team to auxiliary control. Apprehend Mr. Spock and Lieutenant Commander Scott. Lethal force is authorized.
Lethal force, Captain? There'll likely be casualties on both sides.
Then take Chekhov and put him in front. Kirk out.
I've got to go.
Oh, don't be such a party pooper, Hikaru.
I'm serious. It's not often the captain gives anyone a second chance, and I intend to take it. Besides, with Spock and Scott out of the way, guess who's next in line for first officer?
Of course. And you'll give me that commendation?
I told you I would, didn't I? Same time next week?
Always. You know you're my favorite.
I've locked out bridge control, transferred navigation helm and long-range communications to us.
Seal off the armory. Secure as many decks as possible.
Aye, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Broadcast this recording on all ship channels.
I can see both of you. Whoa!
Nice roll.
They're phasers. They're only set to stun.
Murder is the way
No
of
one
the
does that
Empire.
here.
The way of the captain. A way that must change.
Surprised they
Join
even have a
us,
stun
Mr.
setting.
Chekhov. Be a part of the future, not of the past.
Wow, okay, cool. He's probably just pissed at Kirk for putting him in the room. What do they call it? Agony room?
Agony chamber, agony thing,
Sound
yeah.
channel reporters, ready main phaser bank.
They're demanding we surrender, Captain. That was a warning shot across our bow. Shields are holding.
Warning shot. Cowards. Lock onto their lead ship and fire.
Captain?
I said fire!
Aye, sir. Weapons are locked out.
Locked out from where?
Attention crew of the ISS Enterprise. This is First Officer Spock. By now you are aware of the annihilation of the peaceful Hulkan people.
Lieutenant, kill that broadcast.
This action has served only to hasten the fall of the Terran Empire. A civilization built upon a legacy of violence and terror.
Kill that broadcast!
Cannot survive. The time has come to embrace
Oh,
a
look
new
at that.
vision. A vision of equality, of morality, of galactic peace. A philosophy based upon infinite diversity.
They're all like, what is bro
infinite
yapping about?
combinations. This future is within our reach, but not under our present command. Join me. Together we shall be the architects of our own future.
Captain's log supplemental. The Andorians are seeking vengeance for the Hulkans, and First Officer Spock is a traitor to me and the Empire.
I hope
will
we at
not
least get to
lose
see
the
one
Enterprise.
on a view screen or something in Andorian.
Our shields will hold for
Can't cost too much. Just some blue paint, right?
Getting paper mache the ears.
Sir, she said she needed to speak with you.
She poses no threat.
Commander, we need to get to Captain Kurt's quarters, quickly.
Lieutenant Moreau, it would be extremely unwise.
Damn it, Mr. Spock. I can help. Just come with me. Please.
Mr. Scott, encode a message to the Andorians. Inform them that we have control of the Enterprise, and we are prepared to join their cause. I shall return momentarily.
How do you won't return at all?
This action has served only to hasten the fall of the
Lieutenant,
Terran
shut
Empire.
off that damn recording!
Civilization built upon a legacy of violence and terror.
Sir,
cannot
the
survive.
Andorians are powering down their
Time has
weapons.
come
I'm
to
detecting
embrace
a
new
transmission
vision,
from auxiliary control,
vision
Captain.
of equality,
We're
of
swimming for
morality,
peace.
of galactic
The hell we are.
a philosophy based
Where's
upon
Mr. Leslie?
diversity.
Mr. Leslie didn't report for duty, sir.
We'll get someone up here to cover his shift.
But not
I want a navigator. I want one now.
Join me.
So this is
Together
it.
we shall be the architects
This is what I've got to
of
work
our
with.
own
I can navigate the Enterprise, sir.
Attention crew
Whatever you
of the
want.
ISS Enterprise. This is First
Set a
Officer
course for
Spock.
Starbase 34, maximum
By now
warp.
you are aware of the annihilation of the peaceful Hulkan people.
I'm sorry, Captain.
This
The
action
controls aren't
is
responding.
You can't.
Get
You
out
say
of
you
here.
can pilot my ship.
Civilization
You can't even get us out of orbit.
Navigation has been rerouted to auxiliary control. There's nothing I can do.
Lieutenant, you're relieved of your commission. Report to the brig.
Captain, it's not
Straight to the
our
brig.
I said report to the brig.
That's enough.
We found him unconscious on deck 8, sir. Check out for the other men.
but not under our present command. Join me.
Take him to the
we
brig,
shall
too.
be the architects of
All
our
of you,
own
go to the
future.
brig.
Attention crew
Resume
of
the
the
post.
ISS
Oh,
Enterprise.
well.
This is First Officer Spock. By now you are aware of the annihilation
Am I
of the
not
peaceful
merciful?
Vulcan people. This action has served
Sulu, you've got me.
I was gonna do a shitty thing and change my mind.
Control of my ship. Or it's the booth for the lot of you.
The time has come to embrace a new vision.
Agony Booth.
A vision of equality, of morality, of galactic peace. A philosophy based upon infinite diversity, infinite
What are you looking at?
combinations.
You heard the captain.
is within
Get to
our
work.
reach, but not under our present command.
Nice to see Sulu finally get to be captain.
I was hoping you'd come back during my shift.
Oh, you happy to see me?
Always.
Got him.
Is everyone just banging on this ship?
The device of which the other captain spoke, I presume.
I am surprised Captain Kirk did not
Okay,
use it
so
on
it must
me.
have been her.
Oh. He tried.
Fascinating.
James met an alien scientist at the Starfleet Penal Colony on Tantalus 5. He pillaged her laboratory after he dispensed with her, and he stole this device. One touch, and your problems are over, Mr. Spock. This will change everything.
He ain't gonna do it. Come on now.
You would see me use this device on him?
I would.
But you are the captain's woman.
Yes. But not this captain.
No revolution can succeed using the same methods which failed in the previous one.
Commander. Spock. Please find a way. A way to send me where he went.
I cannot.
Please.
It is not within my power. But you can make a difference here.
Yeah, the other version of yourself is already getting on with him. Sorry.
Yep.
All clear, sir.
We're outside.
They really found the perfect guy to play him. Jesus Christ. Just a few shots with the right lighting and the right angle. He's even got that body language down.
Definitely the posture and the body language
Yeah.
for sure.
Work on that voice. Same with Spock.
Captain Kirk to Mr. Spock. Captain Kirk to Mr. Spock. Mr. Spock, come in, please.
Spock here.
Commander, there's no reason we can't talk about this like civilized men. I've listened to your logic and I find it compelling. There's merit in what you say, Spock. I see the potential for change. Opportunity to better the Empire. Spock, I have the bridge. You have auxiliary control. Who makes the next move?
What do you propose?
We meet somewhere neutral. Half an hour. Deck 5, Officer's Lounge. No weapons, no tricks. Just you and I.
Alright, well, I immediately
We've
would
had
not
many
believe him.
successes together, Spock. I
Nope.
know we can work this out.
Very well. Half an hour.
You don't actually trust him, do you?
Of course not.
It's some kind of setup. Why play his game?
If there is any hope for the Empire to change, I must give Captain Kirk the opportunity to do so as well.
I feel like this Spock is just so virtuous all of a sudden. I mean, in the original Mirror, I guess he just like didn't give a shit.
Well, he was kind of virtuous towards the end. I mean, Kirk put all of his faith in him to be like, hey, you're the one that has to change. So he was right, I guess.
I guess I've just never seen Spock as really having like any morality. He's just like neutral, just matter of fact, you know. But I mean, he definitely has some. He knows what the right thing is.
Yeah.
Commander.
I like that the Vulcans are same throughout all universes.
No weapons.
You don't trust him, do you? Come on.
I've considered our game while you were away. Bishop to Queen's level 2.
Ooh, we gotta play 3D chess.
Knight
That's how they
takes
solve
Bishop.
it.
You have left your king vulnerable. As have you. Seems we're at a stalemate.
Spock, you can't win. What's your next move? Kill me, take command of the Enterprise? There are a dozen starships out there, all loyal to the Empire.
Good lady.
As am I. But the Empire as it stands today is at a crossroads. Eventually, all kings are vulnerable.
He put these thoughts into that Vulcan head of yours, didn't he? That other captain. Spock. After all we've been through, all we've accomplished, earned for ourselves, you would trust a stranger from another universe?
I believe I would. That captain had a vision of an imminent future which you failed to see.
Then you're an even bigger fool than I imagined.
Damn it!
Your mutiny ends right here and now.
It's a good thing he held off long enough for the commercial break.
Now that we faded back in and the music's swelling.
You didn't really think I'd let you walk out?
I hope he's still talking.
And now it comes to this. Checkmate.
Perhaps not. Mr. Scott has implemented a level 3 energy dampening field on this deck.
They can
Yet
do that.
another act of treachery, which proves once again why your command must come to an end.
Report! The tectonic explosions are destabilizing the planet's orbit.
Oh, they're not gonna fight, are they? You can't beat them.
We've run simulations of dilithium generator strata in the chem lab. I've seen this sort of thing before.
The Andorian ships have broken orbit and gone to warp, sir.
They've got the right idea, lad. Put some distance between us and that planet.
Oh! Come on, Spock. Or Spock's probably holding back.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice!
Inside. I always knew you'd kill me to get the captain's chair. You're no better than the rest of us.
You just Vulcan neck.
Yeah, I was thinking this. Beep. Go to sleep.
Captain Kirk, the future is coming. You are the past. I offer this crew an alternative.
This crew? This crew? They don't need alternatives. They're pawns. Pawns need a king. They serve for my conquests, my victories.
Oh!
If they're smart enough to follow you, they're mine. I can use them, break them, send them to their own slaughter. Now thank me for it.
Who
This crew.
caught him in
This
4K?
crew, they don't need alternatives. They're pawns. Pawns need a king. They serve for my conquests, my victories. You think they're smart enough to follow you? They're mine. I can use them, break them, send them to their own slaughter.
Oh, nice. Wouldn't this universe already know that? Easy.
Double
Said the quiet part out loud.
half-breed traitor!
James T. Kirk, you are hereby relieved of command.
Let go of me! Do you realize what you're doing?
Ooh, hit Kirk with the Kirk chop.
How the turntables.
I do.
Oh.
Oh, look at that.
There you go.
You're a coward, Spock. You don't even have the guts to execute us like a real leader.
This shuttlecraft is at your disposal. I recommend setting a course to the nearest habitable system.
Exile.
What?
We'll have sufficient supplies to last until then.
You think that changes anything? So you've taken control of one ship, so what? What now? Peace? Freedom? The Empire will hunt you down like the mangy dog that you are.
Perhaps. But I must try.
Like, what do you think his plan is? Is he gonna go back to the Empire and like fight it, or is he gonna have his own exploration of like
You won't get away with this.
fixing everything the Empire's
Just
done?
one man.
I mean, he was able to convince
In
the
every
Andorians.
revolution, there is one man with a vision.
Who told you that?
You did.
So maybe he could go to Starfleet and be like, hey, look, I'm correct. But I don't know if it's like, is this whole, obviously, mirror universe, are they all, like, evil? I mean, he was able to convince these people. I don't know.
Oh, you think he shaved? Oh!
Okay.
Commander, status report.
That is weird.
All decks reporting in, Captain. The Hulk survivors are safely on board.
Shuttlecraft Galileo is leaving sensor range.
James T. Kirk chose his path. It is time we chose ours. Warp 2, Ensign.
Heading, sir?
Forward.
I'm also here. What'd you think?
Shit. Okay, all right, my bad. To be honest, something like this is exactly what I would want from a show like Star Trek Continues. Continuing a story from previous episodes, like a direct continuation. I've seen similar things like in the Clone Wars, like continuations of off-screen scenes in Revenge of the Sith in the last season of the Clone Wars. Neat little things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And cool add-ons to the story, or just adds another layer or just another chapter to a closed episode like Mirror Mirror. I think that's fascinating. Not necessarily like a season 4 per se of brand new stories, but I think this is a neat little trick to reopen closed doors to put another different light on it that doesn't affect the canon at all. You know, it's because it's not canon, but you can look at it and go, "Oh, that's neat if that happened." But overall, I really enjoyed it. I like that a lot. Shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Marvel's What If should have been.
Yes, exactly.
I
This
don't-
needed Captain Carter. That's what this needed.
yeah. That's what she came in at the end. First of all, I want to say credit to the patrons. I think this was a great episode to choose as a one-off to watch because of the fact that it was this Mirror universe. We never see Kirk and the crew go back. We don't see the real Enterprise at all. We see them leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And when we watched Mirror, I, for whatever reason, had never really thought about or considered, like, yeah, okay, now Kirk has turned Mirror Spock and he's going to try to, course, correct this universe. But Kirk was coming back, and they were all coming back, Mirror Kirk and all them, and I'd never really thought about that. So that gave me a piece of it that where this episode ends with Spock taking over the Enterprise and now going to try to change this universe is kind of in my headcanon where I already thought the story was. I hadn't even thought about the whole mutiny of Mirror Kirk. So that gave me a really cool story that I hadn't thought about. And I agree with you in terms of, getting a sequel of something and something that we never would have seen in Star Trek. I don't think every episode of this show is that. I don't know, though, but I'm sure they all have connections to Star Trek, but I don't think they're all direct sequels to episodes or anything like that. I could be wrong, obviously. But with that being said, I think that's why this was a good one to choose, because they're all playing their mirror characters the whole time. We don't have to sit here and compare them directly to their characters one-to-one, because they're not playing their characters in this episode, they're playing the mirror characters, which we only saw one episode of. And besides Spock, we really didn't see Mirror Kirk and the crew outside of a couple of scenes. So the guy playing Kirk, for example, anything he does in his performance, it's hard to really critique. We don't know Mirror Kirk that well, so it's just all by default believable. So I think it was a good one to kind of introduce into the show. Now, going back, if I watched the other episodes where they are playing the actual characters, there's still that hurdle that I would have to overcome, but we're not doing that right now, so I don't have to worry about it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, me too. To the point where my suspension of disbelief worked for a lot of the times when whoever's, especially Kirk, when the way they lit it in his quarters and other things, where I was looking at him like, oh my God, that's William. Wait, no, it's not. Like mannerisms, body language, everything was pretty well to a T. I'm not going to judge their faces, obviously.
Yeah.
I guess the most accurate voice has to be James Doohan's son, which is nuts that it's his son playing Scotty. That's insane. No, overall, I had a fun time. I was wrong.
Yeah, it was a good time, and I want to say also the music was good to hear. They're using the real music. That was nice to have in there. It was a bit much at times with, it was used the entire episode, but that's what the original series was like,
Yeah.
And it was good to hear that. It puts you in the mood. They did do well with the lighting. Obviously, the sets all look good. And the actors and everything, they like I said at the beginning, I'm not going to sit here and judge all that. They did their jobs. And are there any of them that really stuck out to me where I'm super impressed and blown away by? No, but, that's okay. Overall, I think the best part was the writing. A lot of those lines,
classic, great lines.
The "Who told you that? You did." I mean, that's great.
That's a classic Star Trek button right there.
Yeah. So, really enjoyed this one. It was fun to watch in between seasons here, and again, we don't have plans to watch the rest of the show or anything, but I never thought that I was gonna hate this. It was always a meme.
It was a meme
first, and I have never watched anything fan fiction. Or fan made in my life. It's not just Star Trek. I've never watched anything fan made except for there is a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan made thing from a decade or so ago where it was more adult but it was a 7-minute short film. This was a full, basically, episode. It's 10 minutes shorter than the TOS episodes, but it felt like a full episode.
I've watched fan-made Star Wars films, and most of them are just lightsaber porn. So
okay. No, that's not what this was. Yeah.
This was very true to what it came from, for sure.
Yeah. So there it is. The meme's dead.
We can't talk about it anymore. I liked an episode of Star Trek Continues. The channel's over.